The Trump administration has finally acknowledged that Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, did in fact access the sensitive personal information of Americans. In a newly disclosed court filing, the Justice Department admitted 2 DOGE team members were in touch with an advocacy group seeking to overturn election results in certain states, and one signed an agreement that could have involved using Social Security data to match voter rolls. The filing also revealed that some DOGE team members shared data with each other using unapproved third-party servers. Joining us now, Colorado Secretary of State Jena Griswold. Secretary, thank you very much for coming to the weekend. Now, am I wrong to not be surprised that the taking of American sensitive personal data and then using it for the purposes that we now find in these court filings, that was the goal all along?
Well, good morning. Thank you for having me on. Gosh, I wouldn't be surprised by anything this administration is trying to do. Reportedly, the Trump administration is trying to build a nationwide voter database. We think it's to suppress the vote, push out disinformation, and the technology they say they're going to use has been untested. The administration has absolutely no right to do this. The Constitution is clear. States oversee elections, not Trump's corrupt federal administration. And on top of this recent reporting about DOGE trying to access Social Security numbers, Trump's DOJ has been requesting unprecedented amounts of voter data from secretaries of state. When they sent over a request to me asking for Colorado voters' Social Security numbers and driver's license numbers, I told them to take a hike. And Trump's DOJ is actually suing me right now for that information. I look forward to beating them in court because they are up to no good and we need to hold the line.
When you think about what you just said, think about all we know about what Donald Trump did and said during and in the run-up to the 2020 election, and then you look at what he said in the Reuters story, where he said we shouldn't even have an election. It's some deep psychological thing. But when you win the presidency, you don't win the midterms, Trump said to Reuters. He boasted that he had accomplished so much that, quote, when you think of it, we shouldn't even have an election. The press secretary at the White House, Caroline Leavitt, said he was being facetious, that he was joking. But it feels like those of you in the states that actually have to facilitate these elections, are indeed in charge of the elections that happen in this country, should maybe take him at his word.
Unfortunately, yes. This president has used the presidency to attack our democracy, our elections, and the rule of law. He is the greatest threat to this country that we have. And he has made our elections less secure since taking office the second time. He's disbanded the federal employees who used to work with us to secure elections. He's weaponized the DOJ to go after political opponents. He's trying to corruptly redistrict because he knows MAGA is in trouble. So they're trying to steal the election and Congress, I should say, from the American people. So absolutely, we take everything he says as a potential, and we have to fight back. That means in the states securing our elections. That means fighting fire with fire. I'm calling on Colorado to do mid-decade redistricting. We cannot allow these guys to steal Congress from the American people. But it's so much more than just elections. Look at what he's doing with ICE, terrorizing Americans. Rounding up little kids. I shot an innocent woman. We have to hold the line as Americans right now against this corrupt and illegal administration.
And Secretary of State, I'm wondering if we could stay on this topic of ICE that you just raised. The data has showed that there were over 3,000 arrests made in 2025. What is the current environment like? Obviously, there's always lots of rumors of ICE enforcements. There are some, though, very recent reports of ICE operations taking place in Eagle County at the moment. What is your knowledge of the presence of ICE and advice to people in your state about what they should expect?
I just think you watch your program, open the news to see Trump's America. Trump's America is ICE targeting 5-year-olds, shooting soccer moms, spraying chemicals into the face of a man detained. The president is trying to terrorize Americans because he is so scared of their power. Look, we all have to fight back right now. For me as Secretary of State, that means not sending them voter data that they don't have a right to. That means beating them in court as they try to issue illegal executive orders. I'm also running for Attorney General here in Colorado to continue to fight back and preserve our rights. But it's really going to take all of us holding the line. I'm confident that we will get through this dark time in American history, but it's going to take every single one of us, American citizens, elected officials, holding the line.
Secretary, one more quick question for you. Just listen to this, what the president had to say in Davos about the 2020 election.
It was a rigged election. Everybody now knows that. They found out. People will soon be prosecuted for what they did.
Secretary Griswold, to you, does that sound like a threat?
Trump is a threat to election officials and our democracy. Look, he tried to steal the 2020 election through his lies, attacking the Postal Service, trying to pass voter suppression laws. He then incited an insurrection. Did not work, and he has been working overtime to topple American elections and democracy. So absolutely, he's a threat, and his retribution has not stopped. His lies incite violence to our elections. We had a county clerk's office firebombed last summer. The White House allegedly tried to access voting equipment here in Colorado. But again, election officials, Republicans and Democrats are holding the line. And when Trump does not succeed in his illegal actions, he tries to seek retribution against states and entities. Colorado, for example, there's a woman who breached her own election systems, Tina Peters. She was working to try to prove Trump's big lie, and she's serving now 9 years of incarceration over it. She's one of the last people in the entire country facing accountability for attacking American elections. Trump can't handle it. So he's been striking back against the state, moving Space Command, vetoing a bipartisan legislation for a water project in southern Colorado. But we have to hold the line. Giving in to a vengeful president is just going to incentivize him to go even further with his vengeance.